Mike, you said earlier today that this game for you was going to be less about X's and O's and more about attitude. I'm just curious what your thoughts were on the attitude of the guys today.
Well, I think that there are certain points where it was really good. I mean, you look at the fact that we got down 4-1, and then the guys responded. We battled back. We were trying to battle back. Obviously, we shot ourselves in the foot a number of times tonight. It's a thing that's tough to feel from obviously watching that game. But when you're on the bench, I know that the guys really cared. And unfortunately, I think that just focus-wise, that led to some situations where we were good and we were doing the right things, and it led to some others where obviously, whether it's taking some penalties, you're trying so hard that you're kind of digging yourself into a deep hole. So I thought you could see that a little bit tonight. So I think the big thing for me is obviously really wanted to win the game, but I also didn't think that we were just going to come here and snap our fingers and everything was going to be right and great for us. So, after the game, basically my message to the players is, this is a period where we have to go to work and go to school. There was a lot of examples of the things that we want to do and the way that we want to play, and we can show how that leads to success. And the teaching part that's what's going to be important right now, in order to get the consistency of our game. Obviously being a team that's hard to play against, not just one shift here, one shift there, but shift after shift, line after line.
What was the thought process to get Lin Blum up with Couturier? Was it to get him with guys he'd had some success with before, and how nice was it?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, Oscar's been struggling a little bit, and last year it was physical. This year I think it's been more mental. And when I met with Oscar a little bit today, so I don't know where it's going to go, but let's give you this opportunity. And what we need from you is to be that guy. He, 2 years ago when he was having success, before he dealt with what he had to deal with, he was a guy that everybody wanted to play with because he played the game the right way. He managed the puck. He was strong on the puck. He didn't throw it away needlessly. He was strong in position. He did all the little things, and so that's what I asked him to do. And I got to tell you, I know it sucks that we lost this game tonight, but I'm so happy that he scored that goal. And again, there were some things that we're going to point to. Listen, we got to pick each other up. We got to support each other, and we got to learn and build. And for me, that was a real positive tonight.
Did you sense Claude Giroux playing a little angry tonight?
Yeah, well, everybody is. Listen, this is a really emotional day. And the emotions were really high. You could see that, our emotional levels would go super high and then they'd go super low, and obviously it's that's dangerous territory. This is a game of motion. You have to play with emotion, but at the same time, you have to keep it under control, where you're not too high, you're not too low. You go out there, you focus on the next shift. And so, again, that'll be something that we continue to work at. I think that, having a rest day here, getting reset, refocused for the next day is going to be important for our group here.
Like a few days ago, AB said he thinks you're going to have to win games, if you have to win games 2-1 or 1-0 because of scoring problems. Was it a conscious effort to try to open things up tonight, or did it just end up that way?
Well, I mean, obviously you look at the goals that they score. We can't put a team like that dangerous firepower on the power play that many times, especially having a couple of our key penalty killers out with Tomer. He's going to be out for obviously a long time. Joel's a key penalty killer for us, but that's a real dangerous unit. So it's not that we want to open up the game, but we want to be harder to play against. And I thought that there was times that we did that, and again, obviously that there wasn't enough of those. But yeah, we want to be a team that attacks. There's no question. When we have opportunity off the rush, if we have time and space, we got to make those plays off our entries. But one of the things that I really liked about tonight was I thought we generated some more opportunities off of our forecheck and in the offensive zone play. And if we do that, we continue to build that, then that's part of being a team that's hard to play against.
You spoke to the team before the game. Did they give you feedback or ask questions? And could you give us a sense of the tone of what that was like?
I'm sorry, a sense of what?
I said before the game you spoke to them, and
Yeah.
they gave you feedback or questions, and
Yeah.
what was that like?
We didn't. I mean, like I had some very brief individual conversations with players. Didn't really have a lot of time to do that, to be honest with you. I mean, obviously, we got to the rink, we had a meeting, started to meet with some individuals, but you know, when you're on a game day, you've got to kind of allow them to have their game day routine. So we respected that. Obviously, over the course of this next week, we spent a lot of time together on the road. This will be a great opportunity for me to sit down with more individuals, and I think that's going to be really important. You know, making sure that that they've got a real good understanding of what we're looking for from them, because you know we have a team game that we want to play. You know, we have an idea that we want to play, but we need individuals bringing what they bring to the table, and so I think that having those things clearly defined to the players, I think that that'll be useful for sure.
Mike, you had Ian back on the bench. Do you foresee him being with you guys on Wednesday?
You know what? It was such a crazy day. We obviously have a ton more things to figure out. You know, whether it's game day routines, whether it's you know, there's so many things, and obviously staff is going to be, and how we operate. You know, who's in charge of what. We haven't had a chance to do that. We said let's approach today. Obviously, we got tonight and tomorrow now. To start to have some of those discussions and see where we go from there.
Have you seen hints of another level to Morgan Frost's game compared to what you saw in camp?
I think we're starting to scratch the surface. He's still not quite confident. You know, I think he, you know, it seems like if something good kind of happens in the game, then he follows it up with a couple of really good things. I don't think that he quite knows what his potential is yet, but you can see the skill level. And when he is feeling good, you know, he is a guy that can really make plays. So I think that there's still parts of his game, obviously, that we're going to work with and try to grow. But some of the things that he's capable of doing out there certainly adds a lot to our group.